Hey, what's up, builders? It's your girl, Kantoinette the blogger, and you are now listening to the LBF podcast. Welcome back for part two, and this is the one that got away as promised. And back again is Spa Dani. Go ahead and say
Hey,
something for the
hey.
builders. They hear that
Oh, hey, y'all. My bad. Listen,
voice to a horse, y'all.
I'm still going through, but we're gonna push through it and get it out the way.
So I'm gonna give a little disclaimer. It is morning time, and I have
Morning.
it's morning, and I have a cup of whiskey.
Y'all. All
This
I
is
got is this cough drop. I ain't
you
fooling with
need
her.
some tea.
I'm gonna give me some for
You
real.
need some tea with some whiskey. How
No,
about
I
that?
don't.
Mm. Anyway, this is the vibe I'm on. It's been I know usually I
It's
jump
been a
right
week and it's
into, but
only
it has
Wednesday.
been a week. It's been a couple of weeks,
Well, yeah.
and this is what I need not only for this conversation, but to get my vibe right. So if I start slurring my words at some point, just roll with it.
Listen, if I just start laughing, y'all know because she doing something she ain't got no business.
Yeah, cause she can see me, y'all can't. All right, the one that got away. So, do you believe in a one that got away?
Yeah, because I'm the one that always gets away. Honestly.
How so? Like, what is okay? So, what does that mean? Like, I know. Let's
for
just
my life,
expound.
for my life, it's like I'm the one, I'm the friend, and I'm here for you. Like when you need me, but it was strong.
Nice.
I'm here for the guy when he needs me the most or whatever. But it's just like when I need him, he doesn't come to my rescue. And like for as far as like a relationship, I'm never chosen, or if I am chosen, it's not all of me. It's like only part of me.
Mm.
So yeah.
Uh, yeah, basically the same. Like the one that got away. Usually is like the guy, especially when I was younger, they'd feel like, oh, I can't give you what you deserve, so I gotta let you go.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was always that kind of emotional manipulation, because that's basically
Yeah,
what it is.
really.
That kind of thing where it's just like, I'm gonna keep you on a thread and I'm gonna try to come back around, which is why I have my sweatshirt on. Nobody's fucking maybe. That's also a blog post. Go check it out. Um, where it's just like maybe we'll come back around to each other. Use that saying that people
Always leaving
use.
that hope, like that false hope, like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm gonna come back for you, blah blah blah.
always leaving
Yeah,
that damn door open.
yeah.
And
Close it.
so the one that got away is also like a lot of guys, like they'll feel like they messed up, and it's just like I'll decide to leave the situation, or they'll feel like they don't have what it takes to be on the level that they need to be in the moment, and so they'll leave, and it's just like, okay, well, now you circling back around because you feel like I'm the one that you could really like build and you really
Hmm.
loved, or whatever the case may be, whatever childish stuff we tell ourselves. Like,
Right.
the difference is, like, I used to romanticize the idea of being the one that got away a lot, especially when I was younger. Now I'm just like, it's BS.
For real.
It really is. Because I didn't get away. Either you lost me or I chose to leave. It's not like, um, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I used to romanticize it too, and then like romanticize the idea of, oh, I'm the one that
mm,
he
really
longs for,
love.
the one
Mm-hmm.
that he really loves. He might be with her, but he really loves me. Like, girl, that's
Yeah.
not a prize. Like, that's not
What
that's
are you
not
getting
nothing
from
to
that, honey
brag
bun?
about.
What you getting from it?
Nothing,
Nothing.
nothing
You're
at
not
all.
getting anything. Um, I think I already did a Nobody's Fucking Maybe episode, but it kind of ties into that because, like, it was just like, maybe we can get back together if
What you
we,
mean, maybe?
and holding on to that maybe like it was something
Listen, you should
special.
hold on to it for dear life
Girl.
or dear life.
No, sir. So, like, a lot of times when I think about the one that got away, it's just like, based on like what your self-esteem level was at that time, like a lot of times you'll use that as like a badge of honor. Like
Hmm.
you said, like, oh, I'm the person that this other person longs for. I'm the one that they still want and that they can't necessarily have because they know they messed up or whatever the case may be. But it's just like,
But at the end of
it's,
the day, you still didn't choose me. Like you didn't choose
you ain't
us.
choose yourself
Like,
because I'm a blessing. And if you
well,
chose
yeah,
yourself,
that's
you wouldn't have lost me.
most importantly, you didn't choose that because I'm a real blessing out here. But like, you
Okay.
didn't even choose us. You didn't fight for us. Like, that's no. You go on with God. Go on over there.
Go and be. So, y'all know I love my quotes. So, the fixation on the idea of someone you once romantically connected with will have you questioning the reality of the connections you're currently in.
Hmm.
Plainly, the one that got away is the tape you measure every romantic love by, ensuring that you're never truly satisfied with what's in front of you. Do you feel like
Yeah.
that's true?
Yeah. Like, literally, like I said, romanticizing the fact, like, oh, I'm the one that he really wants to be with,
Mm-hmm.
and like either choosing not to move on and to continuing to
Ooh,
wait for them, or if you do move on, it's like it's still like that door is still open for them to come back, and it's just like, bro, no,
right.
just let it go.
And I used to feel bad for like if a guy comes back and says like, "Oh, you the one that got away. You the one I let slip through my fingers." But you in a relationship, and
Okay,
I'm just like, I feel
use
really
that word.
bad for your partner because at this point you're still comparing her
Yep,
to something that may be non-existent because I'm not that same person anymore. You don't know me no more.
exactly.
You don't know what I like. You don't know how I feel. You don't know what I think. Like I'm not the same person, and so like you're comparing someone who is attempting to be in a relationship or a connection with you to something that's no longer even existent. So to
I
me,
just
it's
thought
just
about
messed up.
something.
What's
Like,
up?
I used to really like literally be married to a maybe. Like, literally, like I
Married to
would,
a maybe. Lord
I
have
wouldn't,
mercy.
I wouldn't move on, or I would feel like I was in a relationship with somebody when I really
Mhm.
wasn't, and I couldn't talk to nobody else because of the maybe. Like, oh, they may come back, or he's still thinking about me, or he's still reaching out, so I can't go and talk to nobody else. And it's just like
Mhm.
I kept myself from I ain't gonna say a lot of good people because they could have been trash too, but I kept myself from a lot of stuff because I was holding on to a lot of maybes, and it's just
All
like,
right.
girl, what?
Girl, same here. I mean, I was in a whole nother relationship. Wasn't with the guy I guess for like 2 years, 2 3 years. Had a whole nother relationship with someone else during that time, and I was still holding on to him like, oh, he's the one I really want. He's the one I really
Mhm.
truly love. Like, and until he comes back, I can't just sit here and wait. I guess I can go and have experiences with other people until he decides he wants me back. Oh God, my self-esteem was in the trash,
Whew, I'm talking
in
about
the
in the
trash.
trenches. Good lord.
Who low down, dirty shame. I can't. Thank God for growth. Thank God for self actualization and realizing, like, no, you deserve more than to be married to a maybe, to make anybody feel like you the one that got away and you should feel honored that
Yeah,
because people really think like once they put that out there, they feel like you really should feel special.
yeah. And I
I think a
did feel
lot of
special
guys,
at one point. Like,
right? A lot of guys like they'll say it like it's just like you the one that got away, right? Nigga,
like
you the one who let me go, dumbass.
like he was giving me a medal of honor with it.
Right. The one that got away. I had one of my old breakups, and I realized like it was the things that were issues that could have been fixed had the person been willing to compromise and willing to like actually be a healthy and mature partner. And
Mm.
during that time, me trying to get my little closure, one of the things I said was, "You trying to make me the one that got away, and I ain't trying to go nowhere." Some real shit in the moment now.
Yeah,
Tears
in the
streaming down
moment.
my
In the
face.
moment, yeah.
I'm serious. Tears streamed
You
down
get
my
an
face
award for that.
because you realize at that moment that nigga, you think you doing something right now, but I guarantee you, just like all the rest, that it's a possibility that you will come back and you will feel the same way that so many others before you have felt, that I'm the one that got away and I don't have time for that, when you can just fix your shit in the moment
Right now.
and we could be good. Glad that it didn't happen because so much growth came from that. But
Listen,
it was
so
it
glad
was
I'm on the
it was
other
a real
side.
moment where you just like, I'm tired of being the one that I ain't trying to go nowhere.
Ah, I'm tired of this.
Tired of this. So is the concept more prevalent with men or women?
I would say men. Like for me, well, yeah, for me, I'm like in a relationship, I'm or whatever situationship or whatever. I'm always like thinking about what if like it would have worked or what if he would have got his
Oh, we
stuff
gonna
together.
get there. The what we got,
But like
ladies.
I think it's for like
Mm-hmm.
it's more prevalent with guys that just be like that's the one that got away or I can't do what she wants me to do or I'm
Right.
not there yet or whatever. So they let the person slip through the cracks or they leave or whatever. But yeah, I think it's more prevalent with me.
Yeah, because you said something too. Because I wrote about this like a year or so ago, probably like exactly a year. Um, and the guy, I was around nothing but guys at that time. I think we was in some training or something, and so I was asking them, and their whole entire body lit up talking about these women who, they had nostalgic thoughts for,
Mm-hmm.
and that they labeled as the one that got away for whatever the case may be. So one of the common things that they said was that you make mistakes when you're young because you learn from the older men in your life. For them it was like their uncles, their granddaddies, their dads, whatever father figure or mature male figure they had in their life at that time. They were learning the game from them. And so they was like, in a lot of cases, you know, they were learning the wrong things, and then they had these relationships and messed up, whether it be cheating, whether it be, not being emotionally available, or like whatever the case may be, with women who they thought were of a high caliber, or more mature than them at the moment. And then they lost these women because of that, or they chose to walk away from these women only to realize like they didn't have the same level of connection they desired with other people.
Mm-hmm.
But this was years later. Like, some of these men are married, some of them
Lord
in
have
relationships,
mercy.
and I'm just like, you're still just, your eyes are sparkling thinking about this woman. And so one question I ask is, do you really think this woman is the same person? You know what I'm saying? You met her when she was just entering her womanhood. Do you really think that you know this person, or are you just holding on to old memories? Because you do realize, like, because I think they were starting, like, in their language to compare why they consider the person one that got away, and they were comparing their current situations to, the past connections they had with these women. And I'm just like, that's really not a comparison. You're comparing when you were 19, 20 to a relationship when you're now knocking on 30 and up. It's not really a comparison, because I'm pretty sure that person has changed from then, and you have as well. So like, what are you really holding on to but the memories, but the nostalgia, because that's all that's left. You are not the same person. That other person isn't the same person. So that's just always an interesting concept to me.
Lord, please don't let me get into no kind of relationship where the
Somebody
man
that got a one that got away.
the man excuse me, the man is still lighting up for somebody that he used to know.
Oh, man,
Lord, I don't
listen.
want that. I'm
Mm,
good.
I'm gonna leave that where it's at.
I'm good.
um, but real talk, like, nobody don't want to deal with that. Like, I don't
Like
know.
how do you even deal with that though? Like how do
My,
you approach something like that?
you just leave.
Like I'm just thinking about like if you have somebody now, like if I was to have somebody now and I was to ask them that question and I see their face light up, like I'm like obviously you still stuck there, so you need to be by yourself. Cause
Child. Yeah. I think but the difference was, so I started asking myself the question like, okay, well, do women have a one that got away? So this is my theory. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know, builders, in the comments once I post this episode, or you can even, put a comment under the actual podcast, or email me at allthingslbf@gmail.com. But anyway, my theory is women don't necessarily have men that got away. They have what if men.
yeah,
So what if he had got his shit together?
hmm,
What if we were, on the same page? What if he didn't have a girlfriend? What if he wasn't married? So we have what if
yeah,
guys. And so from there, that's kind of how, I guess it's the kind of equivalent to men having the one that got away, is we have what if men. And I have definitely had what if men in my life where it's just like,
listen.
well, what if,
I feel like all of my situations, like I always like, not now, but in those moments, I always was like, well, dang, well, what if this, or what if that? It's just like, but at some point, you just got to be like, well, it didn't happen, so
and it wasn't meant to happen, apparently.
right,
Like, holding on to the possibilities that could happen with somebody is something that I think we both do in each instance. So you hold on to the possibilities of what could have been with somebody when you consider them the one that got away. And the same thing with the what if guy. It's like you hold on to the possibility that it could have been great, but you don't know. Because if it was meant to be, like, you would be with this person.
right. I got a question.
For
So
me,
like say it's a situation where maybe the guy isn't where he's supposed to be or whatever, and you want him to be there, but I guess he's like letting you slip through his fingers or whatever. Like, do you think there should be a time period where you wait, or you should just move on? Builders, y'all can answer too.
you would ask me this goddamn.
It just popped in my head.
um It's the hard one for me to answer. So the reason why it's hard is because I no longer subscribe to the idea that you don't have to teach your partner anything, simply
Yeah,
because I have to learn stuff as well. And I feel like you do a whole lot of self-reflection on your own when you're solo, but it's a different kind of learning of yourself that you do when you're partnered with someone else as well. Too, because they're calling upon different parts that you on your own can't touch,
yeah,
or you might not know that's there. So like for me, like it's been brought to my attention like certain triggers I have, and I have to trace those triggers back to like stuff that I thought I took care of, or stuff that I didn't even know was there. So that's a different process that I'm learning through the connection with another person. With that being said, it takes some time for me to then not only recognize the trigger, but also find a solution moving forward in my own healing process to kind of combat that. So if the other person or the partner that I'm with is not being patient in that way, they have every right to say I'm not gonna deal with it. But you know, we build shit over here at LBF, and
yeah,
building shit is not easy.
at all.
It's not gonna look clean. It's not gonna be clear cut. Now there are certain tools and skills you need to come with when you come into a connection with someone else. But I don't think that it's fair for us to just decide to not deal with the nitty gritty sometimes that has to
Yeah,
happen for you to build a foundation in any connection. With that being said, it's hard for you to put a time limit on it too, because everybody processes information differently, everybody heals differently, and everybody has different scars and a different depth of those scars.
yeah,
So my thing would be, if the person is not seeming receptive to the learning and the teaching and the compassion that you're showing them, right? Then it's time for you to decide, like, to dip out.
yeah. I thought about the meme about like knowing when to wait and when to walk away. That
Mm.
could be like really hard. That crossroads could be really hard a lot of times. I guess I mean I can't really. Well, past me like waited too long.
Oh, way too long. Way too long.
Now it's just like now learning myself and wanting to have a connection with somebody. It's just like I have to also take into account like it's not going to be perfect,
Mhm.
and it's going to be a lot of stuff that comes up, especially like if we're both working on ourselves and both trying to heal and stuff like that. So I was just wondering, just a question that popped in my head. It's just
No,
like,
it's a great question. It's one I ask myself all the time, especially like entering new connections with people. It's a really difficult thing because you never want to give yourself less than what you deserve. You
yeah,
never want to feel like you have to beg for those things that you know you deserve. And you never want to feel like you have to teach somebody the things that they should already be coming with,
yeah.
or the things that they should already want to do. Like, but it's
The
also like
humbling part is
it's
you
the
might
the
have
humbling
to.
part is like having grace not only for
Yeah,
yourself but for the other person, and that's always where you have to look at the facts of your own particular situation and see if it's benefiting you in any way. Like if the person is learning, if they're willing to learn, if they're willing to compromise, if they're willing to work with you so that y'all can get to that, strong foundation and everything else.
yeah.
If it's not a willingness there and it's some actual like growth after after the I would say after about the second time, actually it should be the first, but some people slow.
Mm,
After you've said it, there should be some change behavior. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? There should be something happening where you don't have to continuously wait on this person to understand you, to feed into you, to help build you up. There should be something, some real actions happening for you to know that the person is in it with you. If that's not the case, then you do need to look at your other options.
yeah. I definitely think it's about the effort that's being displayed. Like,
Yeah.
if you are willing to do the work, willing to fix some stuff, then you know, then we can,
Rock with it.
you know, keep going. And
All right. So
yeah,
you said you have you dealt with someone who had a one that got away? Did you say
mm-mm.
no? Okay, cool. Um,
You,
yeah, when I was younger, I had someone mention it, but I ain't gonna talk about that one. But when I was younger, I had somebody, and what happened was because my self esteem was in the trash, I spent a chunk of my time in connection with this person, trying to be better than this other woman that I didn't even know.
right? That be the sucky part. Like, don't even know her, but I'm comparing myself to her. Like,
Comparing myself to her, I'm trying to be better than her. I don't know nothing about this lady, but all
trying
the
to
stuff that
outdo
he's
her. Don't
he's
even know
told
her.
me, trying to outdo somebody who don't even know you.
Uh,
So that's the risk that you take, whenever you accept somebody into your life who has not completely closed that dang on door.
mm-hmm.
This is why I put these two topics together, because this is a good example of somebody not getting closure from their other situation and still holding on to their past. And once you bring that into other connections, if you're not a strong enough person to look at it and say, I ain't about to deal with this, it's either you gonna be focused on me or you ain't gonna be focused on me because I'm out.
Pretty much.
If you're not a strong enough person to not fall into that trap where you're trying to be better than someone you don't even know, um, you just gonna fall for it every time, and you're gonna
Yeah.
find yourself feeling like you never gonna win.
Nah.
And if you do win, I mean, because even if you do, like, you gonna be sitting there. What I used to do is sit there and do everything and get burnt out.
I was just about to say you'll be so burnt out trying to do that. Like,
Mm-hmm. Because you're trying to be everything for this person so that they can, decide that you are the person that they should be with and not this other ghost in their past.
it's basically like holding up that sign again, like pick me, like over
Mm-hmm.
them. It's like that's just so wrong.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was a pick me.
Me, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So when I be seeing all these memes and stuff and these quotes on Twitter, I just be like, I don't believe no woman that act like she ain't never been no pick me. I'm
That
sorry.
that makes me mad because I'm just like, bruh, you
It's
you
possible.
may have blocked it out, but I feel like at least you had at least one experience where you were holding up that sign.
Right. It is not even women. It's just like we all have
Yeah,
fallen victim at some point, whether it's during our adolescence, our young adulthood, or even now. Not so much now, hopefully, but even now for a lot of people,
it's a shoot
where you're
now
trying
for
to be
me.
validated and you're trying to be affirmed in the wrong
Sure.
ways from the
Yeah.
wrong people. So
Now
that's
culture.
basically what a pick me is for men and women.
Yeah, for real.
So I'm just like, when people come and act like they self esteem has always been on 10,000, if your self esteem has always been on 10,000, you might be a little bit narcissistic. You might be a little bit arrogant because everybody has struggled with wanting to be accepted. That's just point blank. Period. That's a society we live in that tells us that it tells you every day that you're not good enough. The way
Mm-mm.
you look, what you got, the way you drive, and you have to build up that muscle to know that that's a lie. And you don't come out the womb just having that muscle. I'm sorry.
Right. That's why it's so important to do the work and heal yourself. Like it's so important. I can't stress it enough. Like to actually have like you said that muscle to tell society no, like or
Hmm.
tell people no. Set those boundaries. Like
Right. Okay. Is the concept of the one that got away helpful or damaging, and why?
I think it's damaging, bro. Like
Is there any helpfulness in it? Like, is it anything you can think of that where it's helpful? Because I honestly don't know.
I don't think so, honestly. But uh, like, how does that help you to know that you're the one that got away?
Or either like for you to have a person that got away, either or. You know what? I take that back. So I said this previously in the closure one. So because my self esteem was so wrapped up into how other people saw me and how they valued me, I did don that label of the one that got away and I felt special. The only time it was helpful was when the closure came into play. Because I do feel like it's a lot easier for you to move on when you know the other person is hurting because they longing for you.
Well, I guess.
So that's the only semi problematic helpful way I know of. I did that. Hey, don't come for me, builders. I said it was problematic, but if we're gonna be honest with ourselves, we do know it's easier to move on from somebody when you know they are longing for you. I'm sorry, when you know you still the shit in their eyes and they've lost you, as opposed to, and the
Yeah,
reason why I say
that
this,
does make you like have a little bit of confidence. Be like, you know what, you missed out, so
right?
I can go and flourish on my own.
Mm-hmm. The reason I say this is because I've had this experience, right?
Yeah.
So anything I write from is like usually from personal experience.
Mm,
And so one of my breakups, for a while, I was waiting for the guy to come back and feel like he made a mistake.
yeah.
And then the door was still open for him to just come back and say, I made a
Hmm.
mistake. I did it wasn't that I wanted him back. It wasn't that I wanted the relationship. I just needed to know that he felt he made a mistake because my whole idea of self-worth was wrapped up into how other people saw me, especially these men I had this close connection with, right? So when he never did that, it was just like I couldn't heal properly.
Yeah.
And so then I asked, like, who was I if I wasn't the one that got away? If this guy really didn't feel like he made a mistake by letting me go, who was I if I was not the girl who someone let slip through their fingers? Was I
That's the
still
damaging
good? Was I
part right
still
there.
worthy? Huh?
I said that's the damaging part right there because you so wrapped up in that.
Mm-hmm. Like, was I still worthy? You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like, if he wasn't regretful.
yeah.
And so I had to be real with myself and be like, girl, you still the shit. Like, it's okay. Like, he, from the examples, moving forward in my life, he made the right decision. I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have, or this podcast probably wouldn't even be a thing had I not gotten out of that situation,
Mm.
or he chose to end it. So it was just like, when I think about asking these questions, I ask them to myself first, and I really like have to be honest because a
Yeah.
lot of
You have to be
people,
vulnerable with yourself.
right, your identity of who you are romantically and how valuable you are romantically, a lot of us have wrapped our identity around being the one that someone longs for,
Hmm.
being the one that someone regrets losing. And sometimes that's not going to be the case. And you have to still know that you're valuable and you're worthy.
Yeah, most definitely.
Mm. Guess we answer these other questions, but have you been labeled as the one that got away? We gonna keep scrolling. And the other question was like, is this what happens when we don't fully process closure? I think so. When you decide that you are missing out on someone that you still want, how can you really close the door and find peace when you study looking back in your rearview mirror? You can't move
Yeah,
forward.
at all. Like you're stuck with those memories, those what ifs or whatever. It's like, okay, if it was supposed to happen, it would have happened. If they wanted to do the thing that they needed to do, they would have. So gotta close that door, man, for
Close
good.
it. Lock that hole. All right, I feel like this was short. Oh,
But it was good.
it was good. But I got all kind of quotes up here. Yeah.
Straight to the point. I mean, because like you said, they both go together hand in hand. Like if you dealing with the one who got away or what if, quote unquote, like you're never gonna have full closure.
Were you one that got away and that person actually did come back around?
Yeah, because I didn't close the door. I never closed the door
That
in
door
my
still cracked, right?
I never. I like. I've always held on to the idea of, oh, I'm the one that got away, so I know that he gonna always chase me. He gonna always come after me or whatever. It's just like, girl,
Have
let
you
me
ever told a
go.
guy that that's not a good label? Like you don't want that shit.
Have I ever told him? No,
Mm-hmm.
no, because I didn't know myself well enough to speak up for myself in that aspect. So
Mm.
I just allowed it to happen.
What about your what if guys? Have you ever told a guy that he was your what if guy? Have I ever told a
Uh,
guy that he was my what if guy?
uh,
No.
I don't think so. I think it was just mostly me thinking it, but I probably never had the conversation.
Did that so with the what if guy? Like, did you take that into like relationships you were in? Like once, because I think sometimes what we do is like we'll have a what if guy, and it works the same way like the one that got away does. And so you'll be in a relationship with someone, and then you start messing up in some way, and you be like, well, my what if guy probably be
I
better at
don't
this.
like I said, I haven't had a lot of relationships, and I've always like well, I was married to the maybe or the what if or whatever. So like I
Mm-hmm.
was always keeping myself for somebody that had moved on. So I never really like had an opportunity. Like I had to like kind of get, even though I wasn't fully over it. Like I had to get over it as much as I could for me to go to to the next thing, next person or whatever. But I don't know if I ever like been in a relationship and was like, oh, what if he would have did right, then we would have still been together. Like I don't think I ever did that.
I've done that. I've done it. I have.
I
I've
mean,
done it.
that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Have I acted on it? Not so much. We ain't gonna talk about that.
I'm really trying to think like if I don't think I have, but I could have. I don't know. I really don't remember. I just remember me like waiting for people to act right, and they never
Right.
did. But
Do you currently have any what if guys?
negative. I let them all go in 2020. Okay,
Let it
I was still
go.
holding on to one um earlier this year, January. I mean, dang, it's about to be April, but I was still holding on to one guy. Well, my most recent situation, I was still holding on to him because I was just like, the conversations that we had, I was just like, he gonna
If
get
you
it.
can
Like
just get it together,
he
it
gonna
could be
get it.
so
Like
beautiful.
it's gonna hit him. And I was just
Hmm.
like, and then I got slapped with reality when I got on Facebook and saw him, and he had a whole girlfriend.
Oh my god. Why do y'all do this? Men.
And I was just
Look,
like,
this is a
wow.
page break right now. Men. What's wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? Seriously, no. Seriously. Not even I'm not even saying all men, but it's so many that I know that do things like this where it's like you're actively pursuing a woman. You don't let her know that you are getting more serious with someone else or that you are currently in a relationship. Even when she asks the question.
Yeah.
Or I think a lot of times it'll be the type of situation where like y'all talking for a period of time, y'all stop talking.
Mhm.
Then y'all start back talking. But the
Mhm.
person doesn't say what was happening in that time period
Yeah.
when y'all weren't talking. And so then y'all resume as if nothing's changed when you in a whole ass relationship.
Yeah. But crazy thing was like when I look back on it, because hindsight is 2020. Like the red flags that I saw, like it makes sense that he was talking to somebody else. Like it makes
Right.
sense. Like
It
it
always
it
makes sense,
adds
yeah.
up. But my thing was like in our conversations or in your pursuits, I know for sure I asked those questions like, are you talking to somebody else or whatever? Like I know for
Mm-hmm.
sure I did. And I know for sure like I continue to talk to you because you said no. And I'm just like if it came about where you were talking to somebody in the same time frame, like it was totally okay. Like it would have stung, but it was totally okay for you to be like, I am not interested or I'm talking to someone else or whatever. Like I would have felt much better if you would have been honest versus just ghosting me and then
Right.
trying to come back again and then ghosting me and then popping up with a whole girlfriend. Like that's just pointless. Like you
Right.
don't have to be childish. but
Like we can have a conversation. We can be adults about
but
it. Like,
I can't expect people to be adults out here. Like everybody not me. So
girl, I'm still learning how to be an adult. The
I
debate
mean
is
I
still
am too,
out.
but I'm grown enough to communicate. Like
This is true. You know, it's real funny. This is a sidebar. There's so many people out here that claim to be great communicators
man.
until they come into
The person
contact
that I just referred to.
with a great communicator. Like it's
Get it together. I knew it was gonna happen, y'all.
it's like y'all have so much to say about people shutting down in hard
Yeah,
conversations. You have so
yeah.
much to say about people not being able to properly communicate their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions. You have so much to say about people being emotionally available to you to
Mm-hmm.
communicate those things. And when you get someone who does all of it,
Yeah, man.
a lot of you turn out to be those same people you were
Yeah,
criticizing.
man.
You are the one that shuts down.
Yeah.
You are the one who becomes bad at communicating your feelings, your thoughts, your expression, all that stuff. Like
All that.
you become the problem.
Yeah. That's how the guy was. Like when we were getting to know each other, and we were telling each other like our deepest moments or whatever, hurt feelings and all that. And he was just talking about like, dang, like I can't believe like somebody would do you like that or blah 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 blah.
Get
And
on my
I'm just like,
nerves.
here you are,
Hit your ass
being that
in.
same person.
No, nah, no, mind. I ain't gonna say that. There's too much going on this week in the internet.
In the internet.
In the internet. Anything else we want to lend to this conversation that you feel like would add to someone who is currently proud of the label, the one that got away, currently has a one that got away, or is still processing through their own closure and all that stuff?
For the person that's processing closure, close the door. Be bold enough to close the door. Um, for the female or for the person that's like wearing that badge or that medal, take it off
Take it off.
because it's really not what you think it is. Like that's really
Right.
not a special feeling. Because if they wanted to, they would have.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're still thinking about that one who got away. I need you to heal, and I need you to let the memories go. Like they may be good memories, but like, what are you holding on to them for?
Right.
So that's all I have.
Um, I would say, like you said, if you haven't one that got away and you haven't fully closed, because to me, you can't close the door if you're still holding on to something, down the hall. I don't know. I'm trying to stay with the analogy.
It's
You get
kicking
what I'm
in though.
saying. You get what I'm saying though. Like
Yeah,
you
I
can't really
get it.
fully close the door. So understand like the saying goes, like if it's meant to be, it'll come back around, all that wise shit, old people say. But with that being said, you can still have closure with that situation. If that person is meant to be in your life, they'll have the key. You don't have to sit there and wait with the door open for them to come back in your life. So let that person go. If you are someone who still dons this idea of being the one that got away, being somebody's maybe, being somebody's what if, however you want to call it, know that you are more valuable than being that for anybody. Know that your self-worth, your your love is more important than being somebody's afterthought, than being somebody's past. Like you are more than that. And stand up in it.
Yeah,
That label does not come close to the things that you have to offer in the present because somebody is keeping you locked in their past. And if you somebody who keeps donning people with these labels and these titles
go sit in the corner.
somewhere and think about all the things you currently have in your life that are beautiful for what they are in your life at that moment, and stop comparing your love life to the stuff that you had when you were 16 and you 30 something.
Bro, I just thought of like when you said let something go, and it, if it comes back it was for you, like, but the beautiful part of it is like maybe it wasn't meant for 16-year-old you, maybe it was meant for healed 30-year-old you, but the
Mm-hmm.
beautiful part of it is you're healed. Like, you don't know what that person is coming, and hopefully they're healed too, so y'all could be beautiful together. Like,
Right.
you don't want nobody that's broken and still holding on to teenage years, and then you 30 and you like, wait, this don't add up, because it doesn't. It's not supposed to. So the moral of the story is heal. Period.
Right. I've had so many conversations with men who like they really like hold on to women in their past. Like, and I don't say this as a generalization. I say this as my personal experience from what
Mm-hmm.
I've seen in the conversations I've had. And it has been so many of them that really I've had one man tell me like, "Yeah, I ain't really in love with my wife like that. I'm in love with this woman from years ago.
What?
Wife, kids, all of it.
That's sad.
I'm in love with this woman from years ago. I'll never be with her for whatever reason. We can't be together for whatever reason. I'm with my wife for these reasons, but I'm in love with this other woman." What?
So you just dragging somebody along with your memory. Like, you don't even care. Like, you don't even care about the now. Like, you're just gonna be stuck.
And you're cheating yourself. I think that's the important part of the conversation.
And
You're
that's a form.
cheating
That's a form
yourself.
of cheating. Period. Like, you're
No,
still.
not even that kind of cheating. But what I'm saying, you're
But
cheating
I'm just
yourself
saying.
out of fully being able to embrace the here and the now
Yeah.
because you're so warped and wrapped up in your past that you think it's better. If you always think something is better and has been better in your past than in your present and your future, you're never going to be satisfied because you feel like your best time or your best day or your best love is behind you. You can't get the past back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you
I
can't fully
feel.
be invested in what you got in the moment.
I feel like, to me, like, how I would look at it, like, you're cheating on me, like, with your past.
Yeah, basically.
Like, you're holding on to this memory, so you'll never love me like I need to be loved, because you're holding on to something. You're stuck in the past, and you're romanticizing your past, and you're not even like loving me completely. Like, that's what kind of, no.
Or
I'm
loving
good.
yourself completely.
I'm good on that.
being that girl that like held on to somebody, like I wasn't loving myself completely because I felt
Mm-mm.
like I was missing a part of myself.
Yeah.
Oh, this my other half.
I done
This my
had so many
soulmate.
soulmates, quote unquote. Man,
Yeah.
listen,
This
everybody was
what
my
look.
soulmate at
This
one
my
point.
twin flame.
Everybody was my soulmate.
Everybody. Every damn body. Girl, how many soulmates you got? I do believe you have multiple soulmates. I ain't one
I
to
mean,
speak
I
that day.
do
You got
too, but
multiple.
everybody ain't your soulmate.
Everybody.
Like everybody.
Some of those was choices. Some of those was your choices, not God choices for you.
First of all, my soul wasn't even right for me to be talking about a soulmate. Like,
Soul all raggedy out here, got holes in it. Can't even float. You know how you got a balloon and it's like running out of helium, so it's not floating at capacity.
oh my god,
Around here looking
I'm
crazy.
talking about everybody's. If this is my soulmate, oh my god, girl, go sit down.
We just meant to be. I just feel like the way me and him connect, like it's just the way I've never connected with nobody like this, and I just feel like,
But
he's just the
you
one
know
for
you a
me,
broken record when you say that for everybody, right?
girl. You said that three niggas in a row.
Everybody you come in contact with, oh my god, we just connect so deeply.
So deeply in a way I've never connected with. Girl, what's your depth? God damn. You the ocean over there? Oh, it's
Oh
so
my god,
deeply.
no, it was a kiddie pool. It was.
Shallow as hell. I love how we be calling ourselves out. Like, because nobody can say after they listen to these episodes that they feel some type of way that we generalizing this and that person
Uh,
or this and that sex. No, we
I'm
be
never
talking
gonna
about
speak on
ourselves.
nothing ever. I'm never gonna speak on nothing that I didn't do personally. Like, listen, I was trash out here, like, and I did not know it. I just was out here, like, I'm one of them people that was slapping people with my broken wing too. That's why I be telling
Oh
y'all.
yeah. Oh yeah. So if you guys, this episode will be coming out the week after I share the healing process. If it's up on the LBF podcast, or Let's Build Futures page. I'm sorry, Instagram page. And it's also, I mean, it's an episode, so you can always click back and listen to it. But it was a great episode. It was on season one. Me and Spa Danny were talking about the healing process, and the reason why I shared that before we did these episodes is because it all goes hand in hand. Like it
And
just
it's so much
flows together.
growth, man.
Yeah.
It's
Because some of the stuff we was even saying, and I was like, do I agree with us with some
right.
of
Do I
this?
agree with you?
Like, I
Oh
feel like I
my
have a different
god.
perspective now. And it's
Yeah.
always great to listen back to old episodes and think, like, oh, okay, I've even grown from this, even though what I'm
Right.
saying is, on point. Like, I feel like I've nuanced, the wisdom and stuff where it's
Right.
like my perspective has changed. So, but
Yep.
anyway, we'll wrap it up. I'll leave y'all with this. Usually, sayings have some truths. If it's meant to be, it'll come back around. But don't base your love life around the possibility and ruin the realities of love and connections that are current.
That's real.
That's real. Spa Danny, go ahead and plug yourself for me.
Yo, yo, yo. It's your girl Danny. Like we stop. But yeah, come check me out on at Spotty.
Spotty? Look, I wasn't even
I
looking
need to
at you.
go
I
to
had to turn back
sleep.
around.
I need to go to sleep. Anyway, come check me out on IG at Spy Danny underscore. Y'all, listen, today is just a day already. But anyway, and come check me out on Facebook, Spy Danny LLC. Stay updated on promo codes, new deals, new things, all things Spy Danny. Come get this Spy Danny experience. You deserve it. Come treat yourself.
Y'all, massage is one of those great things you can give yourself at any time. Like it don't
At
even
any
take.
time.
You can do it on your lunch break. You can do it
Yeah.
on your day off. You can do it like it's one of those things.
Self
It
care is
makes you
so
feel
important.
better. Like not even just like physically better, but spiritually. It's like my spirit glows after I get out of a session. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm floating. I'm good. I usually go get me some lunch, and I'm probably gonna be asleep
Cause
somewhere.
it's a level of relaxation that you achieve once you like
Hmm.
allow yourself to get on the table and just relax and be pampered. For men and women, it's just a lot of stuff that we're missing out on because of, work or life, period. It's just like, just give yourself that. You deserve it.
Yep. And you guys know me. I'm your host, K Antoinette, and you can follow me on Instagram at K Antoinette underscore the blogger. You can also follow the Let's Build Futures page at Let's underscore build underscore futures and visit let'sbuildfutures.com for the blog post I mentioned and much more. Email me if you have any comments, concerns, questions, topic ideas at allthingslbf at gmail.com. And please remember to
Please.
leave a review. Okay. It helps my
Yeah.
ratings. It helps me grow LBF. It helps me bring this conversation and this platform to the world. So I need your help for that. I thank you, builders. I am still doing a giveaway. So like I said, April 4th is I'll be announcing who gets a free LBF mug and shirt or whatever on live. So make sure that you are following the Let's Build Futures Instagram page. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Let's build